Show me Sagittarius for December 2025. Sagittarius for December 2025. In the beginning of December, Page of Cups Page of Cups, Ten of Cups reversed. Oh, this is hurting my feelings. Five of Wands reversed. Sometimes you feel like no matter how much energy you put into something or how much you try to love someone, sorry, it's cold, I have my blanket. No matter how much you try to make something work, no matter how many times you try to love someone or something, it's just not happening. It's not working in the way that you want. It's that feeling of trying and trying, pouring, and feeling drained because of it until you get to a point where you don't even try to fight it anymore. Where you get to a point where you don't even try to argue about it. You know, it's really that energy. And so I think that you're feeling probably a little emotionally drained or exhausted. You have a new romantic cycle begins. That's funny because who got that? Capricorn got that in that exact place. So maybe you're dealing with a Capricorn. A new romantic cycle, sure, yeah, it can begin whether it's in an existing relationship or whether it is in a brand new relationship. It can really feel like you keep trying and you keep trying. So maybe try less. So for mid-December, the Three of Swords reversed. The Wheel of Fortune reversed. The Queen of Cups. See, that's a really difficult combination of cards because now I see that something is progressing with that Page of Cups to the Queen of Cups, right? It's progressing, but what's missing out of these court cards? The Knight of Cups, because it goes Page, Knight, King, and Queen. Okay. So if we're missing the Knight, it leads me to believe that someone's not walking their talk or there's not enough action. Maybe there's a lot of feelings, but there's not enough effort. You see what I'm saying? And you seem to be repeating a cycle in your life that you have repeated before, whether it's with a new person in just an old cycle or an old cycle in the same cycle or an old person in the same cycle. This says seed of potential. Plant the seed of potential and nurture its sprouting promise with care and intention. Well, I guess you have to ask yourself, what is the potential? Or what is the potential that you want to grow? And then you're going to have to pour in that direction. But you have to ask yourself, what is your intent here? What do you want this to look like? What do you want out of this? Because going about something the same way is not going to work. The 10 of Wands for the end of December. So you have a lot of responsibilities. I think everybody does, honestly, right? Around the holidays. With the 8 of Swords. You're really in your head about it. You're at this point where you feel like you are the one that is maintaining most of the responsibility in a situation. And you're gonna start to be in your head about it. You're gonna start to get in your head about it, and you may find yourself like gaslighting yourself, or you may find that somebody else is gaslighting you. Because that High Priestess reverse, yes, it can be about secrets, yes. Yes, it can be about not trusting your own potential, not trusting your own intuition, but can also be where we put too much stock in what other people are saying instead of what our inner voice is saying. And that can be about how much you're taking on, how much you're doing. Maybe you're doing a lot and somebody's trying to tell you you're not doing enough, or whatever it is. You have conjunction. So a conjunction in astrology is about where you come together with something. Imagine two planets holding hands or two planets on top of one another. That is a conjunction. And so there may be a union or a merging of two people or of something coming together, yes. But a conjunction can go either way. It can go really shitty, it can go really great, or it can go somewhere in between. So it may be saying the ball's in your court with whatever this is. So let's clarify. Tell me about that Page of Cups reversed. Tell me about that Page of, why do I keep saying, that's so interesting that I accidentally keep calling that reverse. This is not a reverse card. Maybe it feels that way. Maybe it feels like you keep being vulnerable, or you keep putting your creativity out there, something, and you just feel like it's not hitting. Tell me about that Page of Cups, please, for Sagittarius. The King of Pentacles reversed. Again, this is where things can be vulnerable. There are feelings, there's love, but somebody's not walking their talk. There's not a true foundation. There's not a true foundation. I think that somebody may be trying to protect their inner child, or it's that somebody's trying to protect their ego. Because I don't like the King of Pentacles reverse. And the reason why I don't like the King of Pentacles reversed is not only is there not a proper foundation, but somebody can be using another person. It can be where one person is more of the taker and the other person is more of the giver. And it's never exactly equal, but there needs to be some level of equilibrium in a relationship for it to really work. And some of you are feeling like you need to be honest with you, some of you feel like you have to dim yourself a little bit, or keep who you truly are behind bars, so to speak, because maybe you just feel like who you are isn't appreciated. Tell me about that Ten of Cups reversed. Why is it reversed? Why is that Ten of Cups reversed for the beginning of December for Sag? Six of Wands reversed. Again, it's you feeling like your efforts are not being rewarded or noticed, or you keep trying and trying, but somebody's shutting you down, or you're not getting credit where credit is due, kind of thing. And you may find yourself, look at these two eights. The number 8 is in alignment with Saturn. Saturn is really difficult. It's where we feel blockages. It's where we feel like something is taking too long, or it's just a straight up no, like God's telling you no. And you can feel like you keep forcing something, and the more that you keep forcing it, the more that you hate yourself, and the more that you feel like you're settling, because it's going to feel like a self-betrayal, which it probably is. Why is that Five of Wands reversed in the beginning of December for Sagittarius, please? The Hierophant reversed. So again, there's feelings, which is great, but once again, it's a lack of a foundation. We can't really build off of feelings. Feelings are in the element of water. You can't build a house on water, right? Water's great, but you can't build a house on it necessarily. You know what I mean? And so it's like, what's the point? Because it can feel like you and somebody else, in regards to your religious beliefs or your morals or your values or your spiritual beliefs, or, you know, it's like, it's not meshing. So you may get to a point, it's like, why even fight it? You know, I know that I love this person, and that's what matters. But you may be kind of like bucking up against, I'm not going to adopt your narrative, or I'm not going to adopt your belief system, or what your values or whatever. You may be kind of bucking up against that, but I don't think that you're allowing your ego to get in the way of it. I think that you're being like, no, I'm never going to believe this, or I'm never going to accommodate you with this, something like that. So let's see, mid-December, because there is a seed of potential, it says. Tell me about that Three of Swords reverse and why it's there for mid-December for Sagittarius, please. the death reversed, you're still holding on to some level of pain. And you just feel like somebody is not getting it. Okay. And this could even be like not even necessarily like a romantic partner, but when we have the Three of Swords reverse, the reason why it's reversed usually, okay, or a lot of the times, is because whatever it is that hurt us, we're still carrying it like baggage. And the death reversed is saying you have not allowed yourself to fully evolve, or you have not allowed yourself to see the seed of potential that is available within this heartache, or that is available within this trauma that you have endured. But there is a nugget. There is something here that you can make out of this. But I think that you may be a little codependent on somebody else's approval, because it's like you want somebody else to understand you, or you want to be able to work with another person, or you want somebody to appreciate what you're bringing to the table. But you may feel like that's not happening. Again, I think that there's this level of feeling very unappreciated. And it can't even be at work for some of you. It can't be in regards to friends, but you feel unappreciated. Why is that Wheel of Fortune reversed? What's going on there? The Strength reversed, my goodness. It's you know, I kept saying Page of Cups reverse. Some of you had a father figure that was either absent or didn't treat you kindly. Something, okay? There's something about that for some of you. But regardless, I think that there's still some things that you're dealing with in regards to childhood, like maybe you were rejected a lot, or maybe you were I don't know, unappreciated when you were little, or you were silenced a lot, or something like that. And whatever that is, you're still holding that. But there's a huge nugget of wisdom in it. But you may be giving in to your weaknesses. Like, for instance, right? Let's say that you were constantly rejected or something like that when you were little by your parents. I don't know, right? Like you tried to give them love and they didn't give it to you. And so now you find yourself growing up and you overgive and you overpour into people, not realizing that you are literally handing over the weapon to your own demise. Because now you're going to attract vampires, for instance, right? And you keep giving into that weakness, you keep giving into that insecurity, and either you realize that it's causing you to repeat these cycles, or you don't. But now you do, right? Whatever that thing is for you. Tell me about that Queen of Cups. Tell me about that Queen of Cups in for mid-December for Sagittarius, please. The Six of Pentacles reversed. You can't not love. Like, you are love. You are love in its most beautiful. Why do I look so yellow? I think because I did the warm light on there. Okay, well, whatever. Like, you can't not love. And I think it's just because you are quite literally the embodiment of it. You have so much to give, because I think a lot of it was just rejected. And so it just went right back into you, or something like that. But sometimes I don't think that you see your own value in situations. And you might be starting to get to this point where you're like, love doesn't pay my bills, or all this love that I have is taking from me. It's only taking from you if you are giving it in the wrong place. And this is about like you really giving yourself a reality check about certain wounds that you need to heal, or to be able to come out of. And some of you, there is all this love that you have for something or someone that is draining you, either in regards to your money, or on a physical level. Let's see that late December, 10 of Wands. Why is that 10 of Wands there? What's going on with that 10 of Wands for late December for Sagittarius? The Three of Pentacles reverse. Again, it's like you're carrying all this weight at work. Okay? You're carrying all this weight at work or in a group, and it's like other people are taking credit for it, or you're doing all of this work and nobody's appreciative. Stop giving more of what somebody already doesn't appreciate. You don't have to pull you and their weight or whatever. You don't have to do that. You know, but I think that you're kind of this mindset of like, well, I have faith that this will be worth it. Why is the Eight of Swords here, and what is it about? The Seven of Pentacles on whether or not you should keep investing in a direction. It's just that simple. Yeah, look, because something isn't paying off anymore. And this is about you standing up for yourself, in my opinion, even if it's standing up for yourself to yourself. If you keep giving into maybe some kind of like, let me turn on this light and it's a little bit better. Even if you keep giving into some kind of work situation and it's not paying off, but you keep giving to it anyway, and you're like, oh, well, it'll be worth it. I'll be worth it. Like, will it? Because you're fucking tired. Like, you know, stand up for what you want. Do the thing, even if it's one small step at a time. You know what's paying off and you know what's not. Tell me about that High Priestess reverse, please. Thank you. The Ace of Swords reverse. You're not listening to yourself. You're like living in some level of confusion about where your efforts will actually pay off, but you're not. Like, I think that you're putting too much stock in other people's opinions or what other people have to say about you. And if you keep doing that, you're going to lose out on a huge opportunity for yourself. Yeah, look, Queen of Swords reverse. You're needing to listen. I need you to be really logical about this, okay? Don't allow your feelings to make judgments for you that they really don't have a place for. Like, I know when I'm being delusional about someone or something. I know when I am. And you know too. Don't let somebody else gaslight you. You don't gaslight you. Because you're needing to get really, really clear. And sometimes that means you'll have to give up on something. But I assure you, once you actually come out of that fog, you're going to be like, holy shit, you know? I've had it the whole time. That love that you're looking for, that value that you're looking for, you are those things. Now you have to trust that and move forward with that. As long as you remain in your power, knowing those things about yourself, you will attract more of those things to you. I love you, Sag. Take care. If you want to book a personal reading with me, you can do so on my website at violettaalexis.com. Happy Christmas and bye.